I'm just kind of filming, and there are a lot of people just coming around me right now to say hello. Hi. Hi. So it's so funny. I made a lot of friends in this place today. If you have a misconception about Malaysia being a third world country, I'd advise you right now to grab that opinion of yours and trash it right here. Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel after the wow. It's a beautiful day here in Kuala Lumpur today. As you can see, it's sunny and bright. So today I'm here to give you 10 facts in 10 minutes about the country Malaysia. So let's go. Malaysia is a country in Southeast Asia and has a population of about 33.50 million people right now. So the current Prime Minister of Malaysia is Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, and is the 10th serving Prime Minister of Malaysia since independence. So Malaysia as a country actually declared its independence back in August 31st of 1957. So Malaysia has a good history. Let's talk religion. What religion do they really practice here in Malaysia? I think your religion depends on your ethnic group. As we know, we have three major ethnic groups here in Malaysia. We have the Malays, which are the majority. We have the Chinese and the Indians. So, when it comes to the Malays, according to the constitution, you must practice Islam. According to what I heard, it's mandatory that a Malay person practice Islam. But when it comes to the two other ethnic groups, which are the Chinese and the Indian, then they have freedom to their religion. So you are free to practice whatever religion you want to practice as a Chinese person or an Indian person. So if you go around Malaysia as a country, you are bound to find a lot of Indian and Chinese temples around. So you are not forced to practice Islam here in Malaysia unless you are a Malay person. So if you think I'm wrong, drop a comment below. Now let's talk safety. How safe is Malaysia as a country? So according to the World Population Review 2023, Malaysia right now ranks 18th on the Peace Global Index list. So I think right now Malaysia is one of the safest places to be in the world. Imagine we have over 195 countries in the world and Malaysia sits below 20s. That means it's really safe to be. Right now Malaysia flexes its muscles as one of the safest countries to be in the world right now. So in case you plan to visit Malaysia and you're worried about your safety, I'm glad to tell you it's really a safe place to be. You're going to have a good time here. You're not going to have anything whatsoever to worry when it comes to your safety. So if you plan to visit, just visit already. La. Malaysia as a country has three major ethnic groups. They have the Malays, which are the majority. They have the Chinese, and they have the Indians. So if you find yourself here in Malaysia, don't be surprised to be around a lot of Chinese people, a lot of Indian people, as well as Malay local people. Yeah, so it's a very diverse city. It's a multicultural, multi-ethnic environment. Let me say, yeah, multicultural, multi-ethnic community. So, which makes it a very beautiful place to be around different ethnic groups, to learn about different ethnic groups, different foods and all. So it's really amazing to be here. It's a beautiful country. Let's talk food. Makan. Food is an important part of the Malaysian culture. So if you find yourself in Malaysia, wow, you always find different options when it comes to something to eat, because you can eat from the Chinese restaurant, the Malay restaurant, Indian restaurant. So you have options when it comes to food, and you never go hungry here in Malaysia. 2 a.m. you can just walk around your neighborhood, and trust me, you find few restaurants open, and you can just walk into a local restaurant to get something to eat. So here in Malaysia, food is very important. If you're hungry, you have to go out and just what? Makan lah. English is widely spoken by Malaysians. I mean, if you find yourself in Malaysia, it's very easy to communicate with the locals, because majority of them actually understand and speak uh, basic English. So you wouldn't find yourself having troubles or problems going around with your day-to-day activities here in Malaysia, as they communicate well in English language. So if you find yourself here in Malaysia, you wouldn't have a problem communicating with the locals. English is widely spoken here in Malaysia. Peace. Let's talk natural disasters. Natural disasters are rare occurrences here in Malaysia. Like, I've been here for a while, and I have never witnessed a major natural disaster here in Malaysia. I mean, the only thing you can actually worry or bother about, if it rains a lot and there is flood or there are floods around you. But beside that, there's nothing to worry about. Maybe one more thing. Sometimes there are landslides. So aside that, I don't think there is something to worry about when it comes to natural disaster here in Malaysia. It's that even makes it a very beautiful place to be, not having to worry about if something might happen in few hours. Let's talk transportation. I'm not sure if there is any country in Southeast Asia right now that has a better transportation system than Malaysia, or like Malaysia. Malaysia has trains connecting the city together, which makes it easier to commute from one place to another. And as well, they have buses all over the street that rallies around the streets non-stop. So you can just walk to the bus stop and wait for a few minutes, then get a bus. And of course, you have taxi services. You can just get your phone, get a taxi online, and you're off. But for me, I like the scooter. You know, I just take the scooter for a ride, even though it's not so cheap, but it's really, really uh, very good. It's a very good experience, and I enjoy using the scooter around the city. I call Malaysia the green city. Why? Just look behind me. You can see how green everywhere is. That's literally what the whole country looks like. You always find trees planted all over the country. Everywhere you go, you see everywhere so green. So if you want the concrete, you can see the tall buildings around me. If you want the concrete within the jungle vibe, just come to Malaysia. I assure you, you will enjoy your stay here. You have the concrete, you have the jungle. So I call it the green city. And I hope they plant more trees in the future. Look how beautiful this background is. Amazing. Welcome to the green city. How developed is Malaysia? Well, if you have a misconception about Malaysia being a third world country, I'd advise you right now to grab that opinion of yours and trash it right here. Because Malaysia as a country is well developed. I mean, more developed than many of its neighboring countries. So Malaysia is definitely not a third world country. Why? You might say, why? How do you think it's not a third world country? Well, I'm from a third world country, and I know one when I see one. So I've been there for a while, and I'd like to tell you today, I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's not a third world country. It's well developed. Just look around me right now. This is not what a third world country looks like. This is what a developing country looks like. So Malaysia is way more developed than being a third world country. Yeah.